Hello and welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how to make your own fermented sauerkraut. And it's basically cabbage and salt. That's it. But we're going to add a little bit more to it. Cabbage is traditionally used for sauerkraut because the leaves are coated with a unique bacteria. Each leaf is coated. I like a combination of the purple and the green, so you get a little diversity. You also get the richness in nutrients from each. And you just need a little technique in the chopping, which I will share with you with some overhead shots. For equipment, you'll need a really big bowl because you're going to use two kilograms of cabbage. Chopped cabbage, and a digital scale, which is essential really for getting the measurements right. If you've not made sauerkraut before, you could start with a Kilner jar, the little clip top jar, just to see if you and your family really like the results without a big investment. And then a little Ziploc bag, because you want to keep the contents, once you've gone through the process, you want to keep them submerged under the liquid, which is an anaerobic environment. And you're going to fill it to about here. And then just inflate this little bag and put that in before you close the lid, and that will keep the veg underneath. Because if it pops up above and exposed to air, that exposes it to some bad bacteria. And then of course you've got the clip top, so you can burp it every day as those gases develop. If you have made sauerkraut before, or you know you love it, then I suggest a fermenting crock. I think this is 3 liters. Lasts me forever, for months. This makes so much because you really compact it down tight. So it's a ceramic crock, and it has this trough around the lip, which you're going to fill with water, and then put the lid on, which has these little notches you see. So once you have your veg in and the weighing stones, you add water. The little notches allow the gases to escape, so you don't have to burp it, but the water keeps the bad bacteria from coming in. So it's really, really convenient and genius. It helps to keep the temperature constant as well. And then the fermenting crocks come with these stones, and you just put them in, and it weighs down the contents of the cabbage and the veg. Now I also like to add fennel to mine. Even if you don't like fennel, you're not a real fan, you don't taste it. It adds depth to the overall flavor of the sauerkraut. And I like a little bit of ginger as well. It's not much, but I'll peel it and grate it before I add it in. And I like to add caraway seeds and sometimes juniper berries. Again, you don't get that strong flavor at all. It just melds together beautifully. And you'll need something to pound it with. This I found in a lovely junk shop, or some of the fermenting crocks will come with a little pounder like this. My friends that have big hands make quick work of this, but I have fairly small hands because there's a lot of work mashing the veg once we've chopped it, and being able to pound it, because you want to break down the fibers of the cabbage or whatever veg you have in there and release the juices, and that's the liquid that the veg will be submerged in once you put it into your crock or your jar. And then also, very important, a good chopping knife, a big one, nice and sharp. It gives you more control. And this is, a great activity, great family activity. I taught sauerkraut during the episode we had a few years ago. This is 2023 if you're watching this down the road sometime, when people were home, maybe not allowed to go out much, and they were bored enough to want to learn something that they hadn't done before. So, or if you homeschool, this is a great cooking activity, food activity, as well as a little science lesson built right in. And then knife safety, because you want to chop in a certain way to get very thin strips of cabbage, so that if you have small hands, when you're breaking it down with your hands, it doesn't take forever. But my friends with big hands make really quick work of this. And then you can teach the kids about, as well as knife safety, but about the difference between good bacteria and bad bacteria. We've had such a focus on just bacteria being bad. We don't differentiate how beneficial good bacteria is to our health. Our bodies are 9 times more bacteria cells than human cells. So that'll give you an indication of how important the right bacteria are. And the good bacteria will take care of the bad guys. So when we keep our veg submerged under that anaerobic, under the liquid in that anaerobic environment, they proliferate, and we don't have to worry about the bad guys. So just controlling that environment. Also, the temperature is important. Really don't want to get above 21, which is like 72, I think. 60, which would be sort of 15. Right in between there, 60, 70, I'm doing the math in my head, 15, and what did I say, 20. Don't want it too cool. So this is very time and temperature sensitive. Too cool, it really slows down the fermenting process. It could be weeks and weeks before you get a decent ferment. Too fast, you're going to kill it. I got back from Valencia a couple months ago. Before I left, I thought, well, I'm going to be gone a week. I'll do my sauerkraut before, and then when I get back, it'll be ready in no time. And we had a heat wave in my kitchen. I don't know how hot it got, and it was so hot. My sauerkraut had mold. First time I've ever had a failure. I had to check it out. So now we're having a nice cool spell, and I'm going to put my crock under the stairs. I've got flagstone floors under there, and it keeps a constant temperature, so I don't have to worry about that. And I'll put all this at the end of the video, which you'll see with the weights and the measures and the times and all that. But just want to talk it through with you right now. And I like to ferment mine for 4 weeks. 4 weeks. I like a good, strong sauerkraut flavor, nice tangy flavor. But after a week is fine if you're not accustomed to it. And if you like the stronger tangy flavor, that's a sign that your gut bacteria is really proliferating in the right direction. And if you don't quite like it, you can retrain your taste buds as you go through this process, so that you will develop that craving or enjoy that tangier flavor after 4 weeks. And you can watch. A nice thing about the crock is I can lift the lid, because I'm just so curious, and I peek at week intervals, and you will see different bubble activity, different patterns. It's just fascinating. So it'll be a good experience for kids, and then they learn how to look after their guts. So I'll be back with some overhead shots, and we'll get started in just a second.